Greetings and salutations, fellow gamers. Lukey P here with another episode of Let's Play Supreme Ruler Ultimate with Brazil. And you can see, for those of you following the series, we are still at war with the US, and we are not much different to before in Central America, really. In the game I've been playing off cam, we've basically been bouncing back and forth, exchanging this land between our two strong points. So the US kind of has this area around here. We have this area here. You may see I've built up some more gun emplacements and fortifications. So I've built a full line now across there, just because they did throw a lot of forces down here at one point and got back up to them. Yeah, it's not... I was hoping at the end of the last episode when we pushed up here, I'd be recording this episode and saying, hey, you know, we've broken their front line and we're now, up into Mexico or something. Instead, it's been a pretty even exchange. I have got a little bit better choke points here now, so if I unpause it for a second, you will see loads of units flying back and forth. I've got some subs, I think, somewhere. Yeah, there's my sub going back and forth. I've got subs in the Panama Canal here. I've got a few entrenched anti-aircraft units when they try and fly over this area. And these have just come online, which is awesome. So they are about to be building subs full time. No, we're not having that. We're not having that. And we're not spending 500 days building that. So all you are to do is to build subs. Thank you very much. No. Subs full time. Subs full time as well, please. And what are you guys building there? Yeah, I think probably in the interest of air superiority, I want you to build. You guys are going to build interceptors full time. So you can finish building those, and then it's just interceptors I want, and the rest of you can build whatever you want. And these guys are still building down here. Okay, so let's send our combat engineers up here to build land production, because it does seem to me that is what we need. So yeah, we're just going to try and eventually just outproduce the US. There's no clever strategy. I mean, you could try and organise a massive naval landing maybe there and cut them off from behind, but at the moment you can see we don't really have the resources spare for that in this part of the world, because so much of our military is still over in Asia. And actually, if you looked at it, you would think that this is our homeland, not South America, I think. So the war in, well, I guess it's not Asia, it's Eastern Europe now, is going very well. We did have some problems with a whole bunch of units which chose to embark, and we've still got that problem to an extent, which is not very convenient. I don't really want them embarked and travelling that way, but that's what the computer keeps doing with them, which is a tad frustrating. Let's build a sea pier here so some of them can get off maybe. Build some supply depots. There's already going to be a supply depot. And so this is the, I mean, it's the same problem as I was talking about last episode. You kind of need to watch the supply in Eastern Europe and in these parts, because they're just not as well supplied. So it's not like when we were conquering China back several episodes ago, and we found that we could just kind of steamroller through it because it was so well supplied. It is slow going, and a lot of the connections look to be rails rather than roads, which doesn't carry units as well. So that should probably become a new supply hub as well. I don't think we've seen a barracks for quite a while, so probably put one of them there. I might tell these guys around it to go and help out. So you help build that. I'm going to build a supply hub here, I think. Base and 2 supply depots. Let's just launch out roads from that to everything nearby. So there. Okay. We don't really need more timber. I've just constructed a load of that somewhere. You should go back there and help out building or whatever. Don't really want the agriculture there. It's not that well supplied. Okay. You go back there and help them out as well. So yeah, we've kind of the computer seems to have decided not to finish off the US down here, which I'm not sure how wise that is, but actually a lot of these production goods are quite badly damaged, so it doesn't really, I don't think the US is getting much from having that. And our push is into this US area. Hungary seems to be doing pretty well, so Hungary I think has taken, as the US powers are fading, because we are smashing all of their units here, and so they can't advance on Germany anymore. It looks like it's Hungary who's swept in to retake a lot of Germany's old Eastern European Empire. Down here, didn't we, to help out with the construction. How are we on supply? Not too bad, not great, but not too bad. I tell them to build something around here. I think that was being built, so we want to get bunch of combat engineers over there. I think maybe around here as well. So we may want one in the middle there, because that's a bit of a supply. Oh, misclick, never mind. Scrap, scrap, scrap. let's make that a little star outwards of I'm sure we need to build a bridge. Let's do it like that instead. So we'll have all these because they're going to have a supply hub right next to them. And then maybe around here I think we want some more supply depots. No, we can't build it yet because we haven't got enough supply to build supply depots. That'll do. Okay, that's fine. Probably do with some supply depots on that side of the river. In fact, we could probably do with a few bridges. There already is a bridge there, it's just a bit damaged from the looks of it. And here we could do with a supply hub. We put a barracks in that one because it's our first one on this side of whatever that big river is. Now the question is, are any of you guys combat engineers? Some of you are. Deconstruction. Excellent, okay. Yep, we want more oil please, so rebuild all those. How are we doing on everything? So our economy is, yeah, it's kind of okay. I'm building 155 more. We are, yeah, petrol's going to be a problem again soon. Uranium, we've got loads of spare slack. Electric power, we're slowly creeping up. Consumer goods, we're alright. Industry goods, yeah, we're kind of alright. Military goods, well, we're building more, but I think we need even more than that. So I need to just click out of that to get this to update. So, oh, we're not building anymore, so we've got 115, which is a bit short. So let's I do wonder if you guys might like to actually join in the war by going over here. Go and land there or something. Yeah, so what was I talking about? It was our engineers. I wish they wouldn't keep wandering off, but that's the disadvantage of having the computer controlling things. So we want military goods. And we want probably another 18. I think. There we go. If we're going to do that, we will need more industrial goods. So and you can see this is still the big area around our capital. Now, where is oil? I think we've kind of built on a lot of oil. We can do some more up here. So let's cover this area with oil. See, the supply isn't great, but we're less concerned about perfect supply than we were at the very start of the game. We are more concerned about actually having enough to support our military. Just cover all of this with if it can have oil put on it, we will put oil on it. That is our new motto. Right, let's see about building roads through some of these just to help the supply a bit. Probably don't want to overdo the roads actually, because they do use a fair amount of industrial goods, if I recall. Okay, so that's a bunch there. We've done down there already. But over in yeah, I seem to remember these guys had a bit of oil, so let's see if we can't get a few more bits out of over here. I'll start doing all derricks at some point, but it's probably a little bit off. Supply there is not great, so let's tell them to build a road up to there, and probably put a couple of supply depots there. Where else has got oil? And there's oil around here. In our initial landing spot in the East Indies, I think. Way back when is this? Yeah, this is the East Indies. This was our first big conquest, I think, in terms of population. So it's still of use to us. Oh, hello. What are you guys doing? You should see if you can make it to the front line, I'm guessing. Yeah, sometimes units get picked off, I guess, by US forces, but that's just too bad, to be honest. It's just the way it goes. So tell them to go there. I'm thinking maybe I want a little seaport somewhere here. To help units land. And we are actually researching nuclear reactor design, sciences, advances in isotopes, fine, whatever. We are actually researching air defense sites, I think. Yeah, there that is. So we may put up a few of those as well to try and shoot the US Air Force out of the sky. So you can see at the moment we are in a that's annoying. Those subs are quite important to me. Because they help the US forces better. I think we're kind of, so at the moment we're going back, and I think in a bit the US will start pushing us back, because it does seem to be literally, it's been back and forth between these zones for ages. One good tactic to use, I'm using, is this patrol feature. So here I'm in supply territory, and I tell them to supply up to there. So any units popping out of there, these subs will sync, and they will automatically make their way back with supplies. It's not perfect because occasionally they get damaged and they have to go off for repairs and they don't resume their previous duties or whatever, but it's doable. Really should go for repairs, I think. Well, it's a little bit quieter around that area. Go for repairs as well. I guess the thing to look at is, are there any units in there who are fully repaired? So you more or less, you. Got an offer in. You guys want coal? Yeah, that's fine. Keep good relations with them. We don't particularly want war with Romania. Not that they're a big threat. It's just it'd be awkward to have them messing around in that area. Let's put down a few more supply depots while we're up here. Engineers on it, being as it's a well, the supply and that's a bit rubbish, but we will do some building work there because we do need to be conscious of our shortage of consumer goods eventually coming into play. Don't really want that many. That's going to be a supply area. That's going to be a field. The difference between an airfield and an air base is that basically units can be like reserved, and I think they can be repaired better at air bases. But they take a lot longer to build, whereas airfields you can chuck them down in 20 days, and that helps get your units. So that will allow them to get some aircraft in there who can dominate that area. We need better anti-aircraft guns if that US plane just flew over our entire force without much of a worry. I'm a bit frustrated by Germany. I mean, they just keep taking little bits of land, which then makes it difficult for me to advance. So, for example, there, you can see now my units are hitting that area and then having to stop, which is a bit frustrating. I'm not too fussed about the war there right now. It's the war here, which is, it's the US's turn now. So you see now they've got a load of units here and they start pushing us back, and it's been that way for quite some time, to be honest. There doesn't seem to be a great deal we can do about it, to be honest. What I can do is I can keep trying to sabotage a lot of their areas. I do want to make sure I've got plenty of recon going on. So I can see see what they've got coming. Let's sabotage a few areas as well. Repairing that. I'd love to knock that barracks out if I can. But yeah, here we are. We're now getting pushed back. This just seems to happen, to be honest, and I'm not really sure. Why. Just every so often they seem to have a massive amount of units turn up. The only thing I can say is their army is slowly shrinking, whereas mine is slowly growing. Going once again. Let's see if we can bomb some of their units before they manage to retreat. Perhaps the US's air force is coming out. Do as well is just turn up our military salaries, because this, I mean that, there we go, that's 400 million we're spending there, and then let's just, we've already gone to the max, okay, yeah, because what I want is the more you spend on military, the more efficient they get as well, so that's what I spend here. Actually crossed the line, haven't I, in terms of, but that is because I'm spending $1 billion on, or $2 billion nearly on construction a day, and when I'm importing industry goods en masse again. Okay, well, and look how expensive military goods are. 70,000 because the biggest war is going on. We're starting to rock them back a little bit now. So there's real back and forth cuff. I mean, the only thing we can say is we are gradually making progress. Simply from riding them down, I think. These guys for a little while for all the land I've taken off them. There you go. Cordial towards me. Estonia have fled, so I imagine that is yeah, that's Berlin starting to retake land, I'd imagine. Oh, the USSR have reformed. And we are now into Ukraine. So yeah, I will look to build up some supply area around here, so you can see we're advancing beyond our supply line. So this area now, which previously had various things in, is very well supplied. I'll send these guys to the front line somewhere. I don't know, go there. and you can see basically there's a lag, so this area is now very well supplied, and the supply starts to fade as you get towards the front line. So what we're doing is, as we're building things up here, this will help the supply push on and allow our units to move around and keep advancing basically. But yeah, we need to build some more supply depots and stuff across Eastern Europe here and the Balkans area, and I will do that off camera. What other recaps should we give on this episode, do we think? Well, not much is going on in Africa, so basically I've got all this production capability, but the simple truth is why would I build or start wars in Africa, which may cause the computer to think, hey, we need to send forces to fight in Africa, when I've got the real war for global domination going on with the US. So basically I'm not declaring any wars in Africa, because Africa will be a bit of a mop-up job. If we beat the US, then it's basically just us and Germany aren't big enough anymore or strong enough after their damaging war with the US. When you can see their military is not what it once was. And a lot of the land which the US is now losing in Eastern Europe appears to be going to Hungary, and a little bit maybe to Romania, and most to me. So that's fine. What is this here? Oh, that's all Germany. That's why it's supplied dead zone. Okay. So I think I will wrap that episode here. As always, any comments or questions, or if you're just liking what's going on, do let me know in the comments. I do like to hear from folks who are watching. Thank you for watching. I'm Lukey P, and I will see you again soon.